Hi, my name is Vishy Krishnamoorthy, and I'm a product manager at Mozilla, and it's great to be here. Mozilla has been attending these conferences for the past, I'd like to say, 2 years, and it's been great. So, what I thought I'd do was do a very quick recap and update on Firefox OS. But before that, I wanted to take a step back and kind of give a gist of why we decided to do an operating system, right? So, well, after I do that, I'll hand over to Piotr. He's going to talk about the more interesting aspects of how we've integrated into PhoneGap. So, just to take a step back, Mozilla, the web is really ingrained in our DNA. And our mission, we have a core mission to promote the web in various ways, to improve, to promote the openness, innovation, and opportunity of the web. And to that end, the Firefox browser is a very concrete realization of that. We've been fighting the good fight with the browser, and that's fantastic. Till we realized that when you take a step back and look into the future, what we realized was the next billion, or 5 billion, if you will, of users are going to go onto the internet on a mobile device, right? And so, which is fantastic. We built the mobile browser for Android, the Firefox browser on Android, and it's doing great. And if you've not downloaded it or tried it out, I urge you to go to the Google Play services and get the browser. It's fantastic. But then what we realized along the way was that mobile devices are interesting because it's very different from the previous paradigm because the dominant ecosystems are essentially proprietary and closed. And which is great because, well, there is user benefit, but it doesn't build in user choice and openness and all the beautiful things that the web brings to it, right? And as an example, well, while we decided we wanted to build a browser for phones, we just realized that some ecosystems do not allow another rendering engine, right? So, well, we thought, like, okay, that's not good. Let's see what we can do about that, and we decided, let's make an operating system, right? Which espouses all the strengths of the web, so bringing openness, innovation, and choice to mobile ecosystems. And that was the intent behind creating Firefox OS as a proof or a catalyst in the mobile space. So we launched back in July of 2013. We started with a few countries, with a few partners, some key operators, and Telefonica and Qualcomm and ZTE being the initial, with even additional partners. And since then, let me just fast forward to where we are today. So this was back in 2014 of July, not really that far in the past, right? So when you fast forward to today, as of August of 2014, and I think this is already out of date, we are in 23 different countries, and we are lighting up the map with launching our devices. We've got a number of operators, device manufacturers, 20 plus global partners working with us to release our phones. And we've got Qualcomm and Spectrum providing chipsets, which is great. So in addition to operators and retail markets, what I want to call out is we've also gone into retail markets in India, where we're actually, there was a lot of press around this where we showed that you can actually build out smartphones with pretty low cost. I think it ranged around $30, $35 or $40. And those devices are also out on sale there, which is great. So what it does is it kind of validates our market assumptions when we went in, saying that, well, is there space for another operating system in this ecosystem? And this kind of proves out the fact that, yes, there is appetite for people who want to build out open, innovative products and bring choice to the user, which is great. So I talk about the OS a little bit. What rounds out the OS is having a place for apps. So hand in hand with the OS launch back in July, we also launched the Firefox Marketplace. And the unique thing about the marketplace, all our apps for our ecosystems are web apps. Essentially, If you know HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, which is what all of us here do, then that's your app. You can then go through, quickly upload it to the marketplace. And we really want to make it truly cross-platform, so that if you put up your app, it'll actually it'll work not only on the OS, it'll also work on the Android phones that have Firefox browser, and also on the desktop. So we're working towards it. It works as of today, which is fantastic, and we'll keep on improving upon it. Along the way, we also enrich the web in ways such as coming up with a number of web APIs. They're kind of analogous to the plugins that we have on PhoneGap, and we're also working with PhoneGap. With all of us here, I think there's opportunities to align on these APIs. We've also introduced abilities to monetize off of the ecosystem with operator billing, types, and so on. And the key thing to developers is there's choice, right? So if you wish to use it, you could use it. Or if you want to incorporate a JavaScript library from somebody else and use that as your monetization vehicle, you could do that too, which is pretty cool. The last, and again, there's market validation, right? So while while we do this, as we saw with the OS, we're also seeing with the marketplace, there's definite appetite for people to come and consume these apps. And what we're seeing is this, a really good user engagement. People who come into the marketplace, they actually stay and get an app, or at least peruse the catalog to see through apps, which is great. So what I want to leave you with, and yeah, I just want to, so in addition to long tail apps, we also have all the major players in the app ecosystem that shows a strong momentum on both the OS and on the marketplace. So what I wanted to do was just, if the one takeaway from this is, there's market validation for the OS, which is fantastic. It's something that we truly believe in, and to see that partners and users believe in it, and we've seen this over 18 months. So that's great for us. And for developers, I think the value proposition that we want to bring out too is apps need not be tied to ecosystems, right? It should be free and floating, and it should follow both choice of the user as well as of the developer.
Vishy, one sec. I'm sorry, I have to interrupt.
So the key takeaway, I mean, so, and as Pierre is going to say, we have integrated with PhoneGap and Cordova. So if you have your PhoneGap app or Cordova, your PhoneGap app, you can then publish it to Firefox Marketplace. It's kind of weird that you take a web app and then you'll just transpose it into another web app, but it works and it's good. And then we can then spread it across all the assets that we have, which gives a much larger user base for it. So I'm now just going to hand over to Pierre, who's going to talk about what we've done with PhoneGap and Cordova so far and what we plan to do in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishy. Hi, I'm Piotr Zalewa. I work for Mozilla as well. I'm working on Cordova integration for Firefox OS. And I will just take you like a few minutes and bring you up to speed where we are in Firefox OS and Cordova support. So first of all, almost all plugins are supported. There are two which are not relevant, not applicable, which is splash screen and status bar. And two of them which are not yet supported, which is media capture and media, and they are not supported because until Firefox OS 2.0, we had no access to media, basically. So any application which was privileged, not part of the system, has no access to the API of camera and stuff like this. The rest of it is supported as partially some full support, partially sometimes because it is sometimes impossible to implement entire API. But major functionality is definitely supported in any plugin. One thing which we are working on at the moment is the PhoneGap developer app. So you will be able to develop your apps as you used to, and this thing is already working. There's like a little video. So this is a web IDE And you start the simulator with the version 1.4. It still doesn't work for 2.0 for the moment. And after you allow this application and run the serve PhoneGap, it will, so your application will show up inside the PhoneGap developer app. And as with PhoneGap developer app, you can use it on many devices at the same time. This application will then be might be debugged or inspected with the standard developer tools, and practically any developer tool which is available for the websites is also available to debug on your application, which means that that you can debug it. I'll just show a few slides about it because it will take too long if I'd like to go and check every single thing. We've got a new thing which is called monitor, and you can monitor your app in case of the memory usage. It is like live. It just works as you work with your application. Then we've got performance monitor, which is checking your CPU and finds the ways, the places where, in example, there is like a loop which goes too often, is very common in games. Another thing is the web audio editor. If your application is producing audio, like not using like MP3, but basically producing audio from the API, here you will be able to check what's going on and how this sound has been produced by the app. Then we've got Canvas debugger, which is like a special debugger for Canvas, and here you will be able to deeply go into what's happening in the production of the image which you're actually working with the game. And another thing is the shader editor. So like when your application is using 3D, then you are able to edit actually the thing it is displayed. Network monitor, as with the websites, and obviously inspector, and you can inspect anything which is happening there on the application. Storage, so how the memory is used, where you can browse the key value of the application, so you don't have to run like console logs and see how the database is filled with data. You can just basically inspect it with the storage inspector. Obviously, there's all of the tools which are available for web. Almost all are available for web apps. And if you want to check it more, then there is like a lack of the picture. You can check it on the Hacks blogs. On the Hacks blog, we post quite a lot of new stuff which is coming. Also not ready. Sometimes beta, sometimes even alpha. Some things don't come to life in the future, but majority of it is. And if you want to be on top of what's happening with Firefox OS, Hacks blog is the place where you should go. And thank you. If there are any questions, then please.
Yeah, we got a couple of minutes for questions, actually, if you guys have any questions for Mozilla.
What do you mean? If you go there, there's this dead slide. So this slide is available online, but we've got Mozilla Cordova GitHub.io, I believe. That's the website. We've got like also instructions how to help us with creation of it. I would just maybe go to this site.
Just do it.
Sorry.
Oh.
So this website is here, and you can go to start contributing, and this is the place where we have like all of the repositories, current pull requests. Fortunately, there is none at the moment, and issues which are related to Firefox OS, or we think are related to Firefox OS. This is gathering the information from Jira and from GitHub. So if someone has a problem with Firefox OS and posts an issue on Jira or GitHub, we will get it on this page.
Sweet, I didn't know that was there. That's great. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, that's an awesome question.
Yes, so we are working on it. So there were many people asked us about PhoneGap build support and to be on the PhoneGap platform. And we are currently working to make it happen. So there are a few steps which we need to pass to achieve it, but we are on the right path at the moment.
Please make noise about that, and that'll encourage Adobe to see.
So, sorry, shout out to Dave Johnson somewhere here.
Where's Dave Johnson?
Yeah, but no, we've been talking with Dave and working towards getting Firefox OS added to PhoneGap build.